watching this video, then you just scan the QR code on the top of your new fire cold plunge, and you're probably wondering, how do I set it up? I'm going to run through how do you set it up, how do you maintain it, and what is included and what are you looking at. Okay, so to get started, I'd like to bring you over here, and you're going to find inside of your cold plunge what we call our add-on bag. This is a care package full of all the things that you need to set up, run, maintain, and change the water in your fire cold plunge. So the first thing that you're going to want to see here is a GFCI. This is a manual reset self-testing GFCI. This is going to go on the end of your power cord. Okay? Like so. And that can plug right into your wall. You don't want to plug it in until it's filled up with water, because the pump needs to be submerged, or else you'll burn out the pump. So the first thing that you want to do when you get your fire cold plunge is get it into place. Once it's full of water, there's no moving it. So you want to leave 6 inches behind the lid to make sure that the lid can open. Then you want to fill it up about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way full of water. And that's because your body will displace some amount of water. And you'll want to see how much. And you can add or subtract from there to make sure you're not overflowing every single time. Once you have water in it, you can go ahead and plug it in. And because I don't have water in it, I'm going to disconnect the pump. You can plug this into any normal 110 volt US household outlet. You can also plug this into an outlet that already has GFCI. To test that it's working, you press the reset, the test button, and then the reset button. And if you see it come on green, then you know it's working. We test everything before it leaves here as well. So, once it's in place, you filled it up with water, you turned it on. There's 2 more things you need to do to get it up and running. The first thing is you want to set your temperature. This is a thermostat. It's also a Wi-Fi thermostat. And in order to see how to set it up on your phone and control the temperature from an app, we have a separate video on the same setup page on the website that you can check out. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up the temperature manually so that you can get up and running in the fastest way possible. So to start, you're going to press the set button for approximately 3 seconds until you hear a beep. The set button is the button in the middle of these with the 2 arrows. Once it beeps, you can let go, and that first setting, TS, is going to be your target temperature. You can go ahead and use the down arrow to move it to your desired temperature, or the up arrow if it's already too low. And when you're ready, you hold the set button again until you hear a beep, approximately 3 seconds. Now your temperature is set. Okay? The next thing that you need to do is you'll come over here and you'll notice in the control box that you have a timer. This timer has a dial on it, and there's an arrow, and you'll want to turn it until the arrow points to the time of day it is. So you'll notice it's about 5 o'clock, so I'm going to set it to 5 p.m. And that way the timer knows when to turn on. It's going to turn on in the night. Sometimes one of these plugs can wiggle loose in transit, so you'll want to make sure everything is plugged in. And the only outlet on here that nothing will be plugged into is the thermostat power outlet, which is labeled heating. Only if you are in Alaska or Minnesota where it gets sub-zero and you've ordered a heating coil will anything need to be plugged into the heating outlet. Okay? All right. So let's talk about some other things in the add-on bag. You'll notice here a little black hanger. This has an adhesive, and you can stick it wherever you'd like, and that you can hang your towel on for convenience. You'll have a minute timer and a battery, which is magnetic, and this will stick right onto the side of your cold plunge, and that allows you to track your minutes and set goals. Here you'll see an extra set of filters. So the filters are located inside of the pump. The pump is located inside of the tub. The bottom of the pump, where the filters are located, you can remove by snapping off like Legos. You want to clean the filter with hot water and soap every 1 to 2 weeks. With good maintenance and cleaning practices, this will last you up to 6 months. You can order more of these filters online on our website. You just pull it out, turn on the hot water, add soap, and rinse it out thoroughly, and then you can put it back. To put it back, you want the blue or the coarse grain on the outside and the fine grain on the inside so that it filters properly. Once that's clean, you can snap it right back on, like so. And in transit, it's possible for the air tube for the ozone to come disconnected from the nozzle of the pump. So if that does, just remember to reconnect it and push it on all the way until it's tight, and you're good to go. Okay. The next thing that you will notice is a bag of specialty hydrogen peroxide that is oral debriding agent safe. So this is like food grade, and this aids the ozone in keeping your water sanitary by oxidizing any microbes. You'll want to add 1 cup of this after you fill up your water, and then you can add 1 tablespoon every 3 to 4 days to keep the hydrogen peroxide levels up. You measure the hydrogen peroxide levels using these test strips that we will provide you, which are readily available and easy to find online. We'll also provide you the instructions and the gauge where you can measure and see the levels. And you'll want it to be at least 50 parts per million, which is dark blue, but not necessarily the darkest. Okay? The other thing you'll notice in here, in case you ever bump this or nick it, or your kid crashes a bike into it, if there's any scratches or dings in the vinyl, we provide you some extra touch-up vinyl for patches. And there's a bilge pump and a hose for draining it. You drain it by simply connecting the hose to the bilge pump nozzle, okay, like so. And then you will take the bilge pump and lower it down into your cold plunge full of water. You'll take the end of the hose out to wherever you want to drain it to, and then you'll take the power cord and plug it in. And that would drain in about 20 minutes. Also, part of your maintenance practices, after each time you plunge, you'll likely track in some sediment. Hair, leaves, sticks, dirt. We provide you with a plunge skimmer so that you can get out any sediment. You'll simply run this through the water and catch all the sediment you can and knock it out. We also would recommend getting a bamboo floor mat like the one that we provide on our website so that you can reduce your footprint of what you track in and out of the plunge. That's the basic setup instructions for how to get going and how to maintain your plunge. I would expect you to change your water every 2 to 4 months. And the first time, as you get your maintenance and hygiene practices down, it may be shorter, but you'll very quickly get the hang of it. If you need anything or you have any other questions, you can always reach us at firecoldplunge.com, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks, and that's all we have for today.